Good Monday morning. Welcome back. California's primary race is tomorrow, and Democrats are becoming more concerned that their wide candidate field will hurt their chances in key congressional races. So, are they right to worry? Here to break it all down is editor-at-large for Ballotpedia and publisher of ScottRasmussen.com. Scott Rasmussen himself, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So, to start, a generalized question here. Are Democrats right to worry in California?
They have reason to be worried about a couple of races in particular. You know, there's 3 districts in the Orange County area that were won by Hillary Clinton, and in a normal situation in a normal state, you would say these are good pickup opportunities,
right,
and Democrats need to pick up those seats to win control. But because California is not a normal state and because they have a really silly election law, they might not even have a candidate on the ballot in November.
So explain that.
Well, there's a jungle primary system, and what this means is everybody from both parties is thrown on the ballot tomorrow in California, and the top 2 winners, regardless of party, go forward. So if you have a district, let's say that 40% of the vote goes to Republicans, and there's only 2 Republicans, they get about 20% each. Even if the Democrats get the other 60% of the vote, if they have 8 or 10 candidates running, they might all be left out because they're just splitting up that vote.
Seems like an interesting way to do things.
Interesting is a good word.
Interesting, yes. Let's talk about places to watch in California.
Well, it is California 39, 48, and 49, these 3 Orange County districts. In each case, it's almost certain there will be 1 Republican in the running. And in 2 of the 3, you've got a Republican incumbent has announced the person they would like to see succeed them. And then the polls are all showing everybody else is in a toss-up for second place. I mean, when you have this many candidates running, you're likely to have a winner maybe win with 25% of the vote, the second person with 15 or 16%. And what it would be like, Jillian, is if you were one of the 16 candidates, if you had more friends and you got them out to the polls, you'll pull out a victory.
So popular, right?
Yes, of course.
That's what it's about, apparently. Candidate overload, you're just talking about with the amount of people who are running in some of these places.
In California 39, you've got 17 candidates.
Whoa!
You know, and what you're looking for here is what that split is and how many of them are serious candidates.
Right.
And I think the reason there's concern among the Democrats is the Republicans have good, solid candidates with political resumes who are known in the districts, who are likely to dominate the Republican voters, and Democrats don't have that level. The other issue to watch for in these races is a heavy Asian American presence, and the Asian American community typically has voted Republican at the local level, but they didn't vote for Donald Trump.
Interesting. So let's talk numbers here for a second. 23 Democrats needed to take the House, 10 House seats up for grabs in California. What do those numbers say?
California is a vitally important state for the Democrats. Other than Pennsylvania, there's no place where they can pick up more ground. And if they forfeit some of these seats, then their chances of winning control goes away. Right now at ScottRasmussen.com, we estimate that there are 31 competitive races. Democrats have to win 24 out of 31 to win control. Well, if they do that, they win. But if they give away 2 or 3 seats because of a jungle primary, now they've got to win 24 out of 28.
So Real Clear Politics has a generic congressional ballot that says that the Democrats lead by only 3.2 points right now, which has been a significant difference.
Yeah.
Why do you think this is? Because if you look back to the election, and Hillary Clinton was, in my opinion, a lot of people's opinion, so focused on Donald Trump instead of so focused on her campaign, it seems like that's still what's going on.
Right. Donald Trump has done a remarkable job of getting everybody to talk about him and getting Democrats so obsessed with talking about him.
So is that why?
That's one part of it. Last December, just before tax reform passed, the Democrats had a 13-point edge. Republicans cut taxes, and all of a sudden, kinds of other things.
Someone's trying to reach you.
Right.
See, you're speaking of popularity.
That's right. They're voting for me tomorrow. What happened back here was when you had that advantage, the Republicans did something to energize their base. They jump-started the economy, and that's a big reason it's causing. The way you look at the generic ballot, if on Election Day it's 3, 4, 5 points in the Democratic favor, it's going to be a toss-up. Democrats will gain seat, but we don't know if they'll win enough to gain control.
Interesting. Thank you for breaking it down for us, and check that phone call.
I will.
Make sure it's not an important one. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.